So it's Friday, November 20th, 2020. 11/20, 2020. 6:30 in the evening. I have the deck door open because it's pretty warm in here this evening. It's actually in Toronto was a nice, mild, sunny day here. 12 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that translates into Fahrenheit, but yeah. So it was a nice mild day, but that means that when it's mild, then in our unit it ends up becoming quite warm, and I tend to run on the warm side. I like to be a little bit cooler, so I could have closed the door before recording, but decided not to. So I apologize for any traffic noise that you hear in advance. Yeah, so firstly, um, in Toronto here, and in another part of the province of Ontario in Canada, they have announced another lockdown because COVID numbers have been surging in different parts of Ontario, and it's isn't inevitable. I feel like it was going to happen, and I can go on a bit of a rant about why it had to be this way or why it ended up being this way because you know um, being in the situation that I am now, having to access the level of healthcare that I access, and to see all the frontline folks working despite this public health crisis, and to see that there are people who are having to go through some really difficult health challenges outside of COVID by themselves because of the fact that these COVID numbers are just surging. And they're surging because people aren't being careful, because they're being transmitted. And because they're being transmitted, we now have a lockdown. And as a result of that, I mean, I think, for the greater good at the end of the day. There are some details that are weird and kind of sketchy, but in terms of like rules and what stores and what businesses close and what businesses don't, and how people can very easily get into their car and go to another area of the province. And anyway, like those, there are a lot of complicated, confusing things that are a part of what's going on. But at the end of the day, the numbers are surging, and it's unfortunate for a lot of different reasons. For folks who have COVID, have had COVID, have been dealing with sort of the aftermath of COVID, and also all of the trickle effects that it has had as a result. I'm, it's just a unfortunate, really unfortunate thing. So I just wanted to mention that right off. So that is in the larger climate in the world of things. And that's part of me, and that's part of everybody else. At least in this moment in the city of Toronto, everybody is dealing with COVID in different parts of the world in different ways. So that's the thing that we as Toronto is, and Peel, I guess, is dealing with right now. Then there's, I think, the personal, which is my personal, that I guess just quickly go into. I think I can't remember if I made a video since that palliative meeting that I had on Wednesday, and I know that I talked about how difficult that meeting was. I'm still grappling mentally and emotionally with some of how I ended up internalizing that meeting, and that's been really charged. It's been really hard for me this last couple of days. Um, I have maybe some naive ideas about what I would like my end of life to look like. And we can only do so much to plan certain things. Um, and perhaps I was just maybe not in a place of getting into sort of the nitty gritty or the details of those things quite yet, or in the ways in which it was introduced to me a couple of days ago, at least, at the very least. And um, so my head seems to want to go to worst case scenarios, and I'm finding that my subconscious is wanting to kind of turn itself toward the worst case scenario, and um, it just hasn't felt good. It just isn't feeling good right now in here. So I'm in the process of just working through that for myself. Um, and I have I'll be actually talking to someone on Monday that I'm actually very excited to talk to, and maybe I'll go into that a little bit later on. But it's somebody that I have connected with, who has a lot of experience in working with folks who are end of life or who are caregivers of end of life, and have headed up a program to train people to work with end of life professionals. And so she also she also works with people independently, and I have had an opportunity, like this privilege, to connect with her and have an opportunity to speak with her on Monday that I am very much looking forward to, because I think this is sort of in that realm of things that perhaps she can help me talk through. Because I'm not quite sure about sort of all the details of it yet. I won't talk too much about it right now, but I think that the important thing for me to maybe mention is, with everything that is going on, I'm gathering up resources. It's almost like a busy beaver kind of building her dam. Um, of whatever it is, or like, I don't know, like a bear that's about to go into hibernation, and just making sure that everything required is done before the hibernation. I don't, whatever metaphor to take, but I am, and have been from the very beginning, I think, just sort of like slowly gathering resources and support and information, and from a practical standpoint, I think, as well as from the amazing support and the loving care that I've been getting from folks as a result of these videos as well. So there's a lot of different things that I have been sort of building, but I guess it's like I said, it's like a dam, or it's like some kind of a storehouse or something, to a foundation of sorts, to just help me in this last chapter of my life, just to to have me in the best place that I can be as I work through what happens, and to be able to um, feel my way, live my way through what happens. So I don't know. It probably sounds a lot abstract at this point. I apologize if that's the case. But I guess that's just where I am in the moment. Yeah, like the last couple of days, like I mentioned, have been tough, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. But I talk about it here and there, and again, like I'm reaching out for supports, to try to make a difference, to try to change this for myself. The thing that I keep coming back to is not wanting to get rigid and to be grasping at things. I I'm striving to be present and to to open or to be available to what's going on. And that's but that's it's hard. It's definitely a challenge. So apologize for a bit of a dip today. Yeah, like this has been a challenging emotional week for me. The other thing that happened too is that our youngest cat Sega, she's developed a mouth infection in her mouth, and she's taking antibiotics at the moment. But she's eating, and she seems generally well outside of that. It's just you could tell that her little mouth is hurting, and we have an appointment for next Tuesday, which I'm hoping that they will keep still even with this lockdown happening. She really needs some kind of a treatment. Right now, like the inflammation and infection has to come down. We went to an emergency vet, so she has the medication to just to numb some pain and to get the inflammation down. But she does need for further intervention, and we have that coming up on Tuesday. So hopefully that will we can make sure that happens for her. So all that happened this week, and so it's really challenging. But that's the update for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for following along on my journey. And honestly, the continued amount of care and support and kind words and generosity and so much that I have and Joe and I have both been receiving has just been tremendous. So thank you so much. And not feeling quite like Chef Kissy today, I'll be honest. But I do absolutely always feel love and care and send all of what I have out to you all because I think it's important. And that's part of, even during these difficult times, what keeps me going is knowing that there is love and care in the world, that I have love and care to give in the world. I have maybe love and care to give myself as well as to others. So please just remember that it is something that is so important, especially if you're in Toronto and you're dealing with lockdown stuff right now too. So again, like, thank you so much for everything, for following along and your support, your love and care. And I will talk to you again real soon.